Hey Spiritual Sisters, I'm Crystal from spirituallysexylife.com. I'm a certified hypnotist and integrative healing coach from Central Illinois, and I'm here to help you heal your body, mind, and spirit to get in alignment with the life you really want. On today's podcast, we're discussing New Year's resolutions. The dictionary defines a resolution as a firm decision to do or not do something, or the quality of being determined or resolute. So in both of those definitions, we're looking at intention, decision, determination, and purpose when it comes to resolutions. So a lot of people, when they make resolutions, it's more like something that they're like, okay, I want to do this, but I'm not committing to it, which means you're not really making a resolution. You're just kind of sort of into it. A resolution means you're deciding to change your life. You're deciding to do something. And if you make a decision, you follow through with it. You're determined, you're resolute about it. You have an intention and a purpose behind your actions and your thoughts and your decision. So when we're making resolutions, it's usually a lot of people tend to focus on physical aspects, like I'm going to lose weight, or I'm going to quit smoking, or like things like that, like things that are regarding their physical health. But there's also aspects to it that are spiritual health and our mental health. And, everyone has multiple aspects to them. There's also financial health and emotional health and your social health. So like, for example, a resolution for social health might be, I'm going to go out and meet one new person a week and, get to know that person. That's improving your social aspect of your life. Or maybe your resolution is to join a club and get involved with it. A financial resolution might be, I'm going to save $2,000 this year, or I'm going to contribute $50 to my savings every week, or everyone has different things that they're looking for. Like when we look at our resolutions, we have to look at what is it in our lives that we want to improve and what are all the different aspects to it. It's never just one single aspect to anything. Like, for example, when our resolution is to lose weight, there's a lot that comes along with that. You have to make changes to your physical habits, to your, exercise habits, your diet and eating habits. You have to make changes to your mental habits because stress will make you gain weight. So when you're sitting there all anxious or depressed about something, that's going to put you in a place where your hormones are going to get out of balance and cause you to gain weight. And mental and emotional kind of go together because one triggers the other. So like when, you're stressed out about something and you feel anxious about it, or depressed, you're going to be like sad, angry, frustrated, scared. There's a whole lot of emotions that go into that. So then you have to work on dealing with your emotions there as well. And the triggers, the mental triggers that cause those emotions that influence your hormones in your physical body to start pumping through your body and cause you to store weight or lose weight or, whatever, depending on what your focus is. And then there's the spiritual aspect, right? So we're all made of energy, right? Energy is kind of what makes the world go around. So if you ask any quantum physicist, they can tell you the majority of space in physical objects is empty. It's just energy holding us together. And there's very little matter or mass to each individual atom that makes up the different portions of our cells that make up us. And so we're more like a community of atoms and cells and beings that make us up. And then we also make up a community that makes up a larger whole of, the humanity and then the world and the universe. Like there's different levels of community and that make up each thing. And, majority of the space in us is empty space being held together by this energy. And so if your energy is out of alignment, and depending on everyone sees it differently. So you might see that as like there's a blockage. It might be like something is thicker in an area, or heavier or harder to move around. Like our energy is slower, and we can't physically see it, but we can feel it. We can feel it in ourselves and the things around us when something feels lower energy than if it has higher energy. And so when you have lower energy, you have weight gain. When you have blockages in the thickening areas and things like that, where it's slower, that causes weight gain. And same thing, if your energy gets too high, you can actually have where you lose too much weight. And even then, sometimes there's a imbalance where there's too much energy in one area and too little in another. And that one area is sucking all of that energy. And so that creates an imbalance. And then, you can be high energy but have weight gain, or you can be low energy and be skinny. Like there's a balance that goes on, and a lot of times it takes a lot of work to even those out. But regardless, there's a spiritual aspect to your decision to lose weight for this year. There's a financial aspect, how are you going to pay for it? How are you going to afford it? Are you going to purchase more expensive foods, or are you going to focus on certain staple foods that are cheaper, and then, supplement with healthier options instead of choosing the more expensive options that, or, the options that are unhealthy. So, there's a financial aspect to it. And then there's, your social aspect is how are the people around you living? Are the people that you live with and work with and are surrounded by every day, are they eating bad foods? Are they making healthy choices? Are they going to influence your choices? Should you start making friends that make healthier choices that can influence you more positively? That's another aspect to that decision to lose weight. So there's all kinds of different aspects to every resolution that we choose to make. And when we make our resolutions, we have to make sure to take all of that into consideration of what is our resolution for the year, and people always have this thing where if they don't accomplish their resolution in January, they give up, which means it wasn't really a resolution for them. It wasn't a decision for them to change their life. It was just kind of like a flirting with an idea. Whereas when you're making a resolution, you're making a decision and a commitment. This is what I'm doing this year. This is what my 2020 is about. So like, another example would be business, okay? Say you want to build a business. That's your resolution for the year. So you got to look at, okay, physically, am I going to be able to keep up with this? Am I going to be able to accomplish whatever kind of business it is that I want to build in reality? And then you have to look at emotionally and mentally, do I have the knowledge and the understanding necessary for this business? Am I going to be able to handle all the ups and downs emotionally that come with building a business? Because there are lots of ups and downs, a lot of disappointments and a lot of victories. And, it's kind of like being on a bipolar roller coaster. And then there's the financial aspect. What money are you going to use to finance your business? Do you need to purchase items specifically for that business? Do you need to get licensed? That's a regulatory aspect to it. What funds do you need to accomplish this goal, this decision that you've made? Like socially, do you need to network and make friends with new people and new groups and, join a community program of some sort that helps entrepreneurs to build their businesses? Different variety of things like that, and making that kind of a resolution. So it's really, really super important that we look at things holistically, okay? Because if you really, really do want to change your life, if you have made a decision that I want to do this year, this is what I'm doing, you need to sit down and you need to write out all the different aspects of it in your life and how it relates to that. We have body, mind, and spirit in integrative medicine, but there's also different little sub-domains for each of those aspects, for each, body as the physical and the emotional and the mental are, they're all kind of part of the body, I guess. Emotional and mental are probably more towards mind. And emotional even kind of drifts into spirit there a little bit. So like you're looking at like it's like one of those pictures where you have the circle, okay? And there's this one circle, and it has all these things in it. And then there's another circle that overlaps with that circle, and it has all of its things, and some of the things in the two circles overlap with each other. And then there's a third circle and a fourth circle, and then there's like this other middle circle that encompasses all aspects of these things. You're kind of like that middle circle. This is you. You are all of this in one. And you have to look at all of this when you want to make a change. And unfortunately, a lot of people only focus on one aspect of their life when they're trying to make a change. And so they give up really easily. One of the most common goals for the year is get in shape, get healthy, lose weight, right? And a lot of people give up because they think it's all about the physical. They don't realize that there is a lot of mental battles that come with that. And there's a lot of emotional battles that come with that, and a lot of financial considerations, and a lot of social considerations. So you really have to look at all of those aspects to be successful at it. With resolutions, we give up so easy because we don't think of them as a decision. We don't think of them as, I am resolving to do this. We don't look at the purpose and the determination that we need to accomplish that goal. We just look at it as, an idea that we have. It's something that we really, really want, but we have no clue how to do with it. There's no plan. There's no assistance or help a lot of times. And so that's why we give up easy. We're not planning that out and making this a true decision with intent and purpose and the motivation and the determination needed to continue with that decision. Like when you make that decision, you have to make a plan. And that plan helps you throughout the year to achieve that goal. Like it's not I have to do this in the first week or else I'm not doing it at all. It's a decision that this is something I'm changing in my life, and it's going to be that way forever. And I'm going to do this. This is going to be my plan for this year to get this done, to get this accomplished. So, and there's a lot of people that they like put down resolutions and everything and say, oh, you shouldn't make a resolution because you're not going to do it anyway, and it just is disappointing, and it's more hurtful than helpful. But actually, resolutions are really important. They really are, because without them, if we're not making decisions to do something in our lives, and it doesn't even matter if it's a New Year's resolution, you can make a resolution at any time. I do mine every year on my birthday as I review what I did for the year and what's different between my birthday the last year and my birthday this year. And then I make a new plan for the next year of my life. So New Year's resolutions don't always have to be on New Year's. So you make a plan and you follow through. It's your decision. This is what I want to do this year. And if you look at the origins of the word resolution, it comes from the Latin, which is resolvere, which means to loosen or release. So it's interesting that a decision, like something that seems to be solid, comes from a word that means to loosen or release. Now, why would we as English speakers create a word from another word that means to let go when we're trying to do something? And it's often because in order to make that decision, in order to move forward, we have to loosen our hold on what we are comfortable with. We have to let go and release the things that we already know and where we are in order to move to that new place of where we want to be. You have to make that leap. You have to take that uncomfortable step and let go and jump. And that's my opinion on why we would come up with the word resolution from resolvere or resolutio. Because, otherwise, what are you doing, really? If you're making a decision to move to something new, you're also making a decision to let go of something old. It's impossible to move into something new without letting go of something old. So let me know what your thoughts are on resolutions, or if you have any resolutions. Drop a comment or send me a message. You can hit me up on Facebook or YouTube or on my website at spirituallysexylife.com. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time.